Have you ever for once sat down to wonder, has there ever been a time in the history of racism where the whites were not allowed to marry the blacks? I know that might sound a little bit weird. Yeah, such a thought might sound weird, but guess what? It was in existence. In fact, it was a law in many parts of the world. But today I'm going to talk about Caroline County, Virginia, because this is where that record was broken. This is where that rule was cancelled, and the freedom of marrying from any culture, any ethnicity, tribe, race was made. In today's story, I'm going to be talking about a couple that broke the limitations surrounding interracial marriage. Hey guys, welcome to my page. I am Kelechi Obani, a Nigerian content creator, a love enthusiast, a justice advocate, a storyteller, and a lifestyle creator. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, turn on the bell button, and get updated for new videos. Welcome to the family. So, this is a story of two lovers, Richard and Mildred. I'm gonna be telling you this story in Mildred's voice. She's telling this story herself. It actually happened, and we have to be so thankful to Mildred and Richard for standing their ground and fighting for law and justice. So here goes the story. Sit tight and enjoy yourself. My life with Richard, I never set out to make history or change the law or to change the land. That was initially not my intention. All I ever wanted was to be married to the man that I love and raise our children in the red soil of Central Point, Virginia, where we both grew up. Central Point was a unique place back then, while the rest of the South felt sharply divided by white and black. Our little country community was a mix of white, black, and Native American families who lived, farmed, and looked out for one another. That was where I met Richard. I was a shy, skinny girl, and he was a quiet white boy with a shy smile who loved fast cars and hard work. To me, he was just Richard, gentle, dependable, and steady on an oak. We didn't see our lives through the lens of a race. We were just two people who fell in love, natural and slow, like the changing of the seasons. So, when I became pregnant with our first child in the spring of 1958, we decided to get married. Richard was 24 and I was 18. We knew Virginia had laws against white people marrying non-white, and it was under the Racial Integrity Act, but it felt so unnatural to think that the government could tell two people that they couldn't devote their lives to one another. So, in June 1958, Richard drove us to Washington, D.C., where it was legal. We stood before the officiant, said our vows, received our official marriage license, and framed it carefully on our bedroom wall back home in Virginia. We thought that paper was our shield. 5 weeks later, on a hot July night, our whole world shattered. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. We were fast asleep in our bedroom when suddenly the door was burst open. A bright light flashed into our eyes, blinding us. Sheriff Garnett Brooks and his deputies were standing at the foot of our bed with guns drawn. I sat up, terrified, holding the bedsheets to my chest. Sheriff Brooks demanded to know what Richard was doing in bed with me. I pointed up at the framed document on the wall and said, "I'm his wife." Sheriff Brooks looked at the certificate, then looked at us and said words I will never forget for as long as I live. "That ain't no good here." They halted Richard off to jail right then and there. Because I was pregnant, they kept me locked in the Caroline County Jail for several agonizing days before releasing me on bail. So, we were in We were indicted for violating Virginia's ban on interracial marriage. In January 1959, Judge Lennon M. Basile issued his sentence. He gave us a choice: to prison for a year or to leave Virginia immediately and do not return together for 25 years. Judge Basile wrote that God placed different races on different continents, and the fact that he separated them meant he never intended for them to mix. We were broken-hearted, but to stay out of prison, we accepted the exile. We packed our life and moved to Washington, D.C. Living in the city was hard for us. Richard was a bricklayer who missed the wide open field, the quiet nights, and the soil beneath his boots. I missed my family, my mother, and the quiet freedom of Central Port. Our children were growing up on paved streets, unable to run free. It felt like living in a cage, banished from our own home, just for loving each other. By 1963, as the civil rights movement was growing across the country, the weight of our exile became too heavy to bear. Encouraged by the Times, I wrote a simple letter to Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy, asking if there was any way the new laws could help us come back home. He wrote back and referred us to the American Civil Liberties Union. That's how we met two wonderful lawyers, Bernard Cohen and Philip Hesketh. They took our case without charging us a dime, determined to challenge Virginia's law all the way to the top. The legal battle went on for years, moving through state and federal courts. Richard rarely came to the legal meetings or spoke to reporters. He wasn't an activist or a public speaker. He was a modest, hardworking man. But right before our lawyers went to argue before the United States Supreme Court in 1967, Richard pulled Mr. Cohen aside and gave him a simple message to deliver to the judges. Mr. Cohen, tell the court I love my wife, and it's just not fair that I cannot live with her. On June 12, 1967, the Supreme Court issued a unanimous 9-0 ruling in Loving v. Virginia. Chief Justice Earl Warren declared that marriage is one of the basic civil rights of man, and that freedom to marry cannot be restricted by racial discrimination. We had won. The anti-miscegenation laws in Virginia and 16 other states were completely struck down. But when the news came, we didn't host a grand press conference or throw a lavish celebration or party. We simply held each other, breathed a sigh of relief, and began making plans to go home. We moved back to Central Point, where Richard built us a beautiful home with his own hands right on the land where we belonged. We finally got to raise our 3 children, Sydney, Donald, and Peggy, in peace, surrounded by family as husband and wife under the law. But tragically, our peaceful life together was cut short when a drunk driver struck our car in 1975, taking Richard from me far too soon. Losing him was the hardest thing I ever faced, but I spent the rest of my life surrounded by the home he built and the children we love. People often call our case historic, but to me, it was never about politics. It was never about politics or a landmark law. It was always about love. It was about a man and a woman who cared for each other so deeply that no law, no sheriff, and no exile could keep them apart. So guys, if you're watching this story out there and you're one of the people that's married to a partner from a different race, you have no idea what the efforts of this beautiful couple has done for you. Without this effort they made, it would be impossible right now for you to be married to that your partner that you're married to. The fact that she later on lost Richard to the cold hands of death, may his soul rest in peace. At least He lived a victorious life and was able to peacefully stay with the woman he truly loved, and their efforts was not in vain. So here are the moral lessons of this story.
Love and commitment transcend unjust laws. Individual courage can shift systemic injustice. Perseverance and dignity triumph over intolerance.
If you enjoyed watching this, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share this video to your friends and loved ones that you believe need to watch this video. To those friends or loved ones that you know are married, interracially, send this video to them so they can have a good time watching it. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.